Welcome to Upticks. I'm Jake Falcon.
And I'm Corey Bittner. We're the founders of Falcon Wealth Advisors and your co-hosts for Upticks.
Today's our 43rd episode, and we're introducing Matt Johnson. Okay, Matt, welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Welcome to our 43rd episode of Upticks. I can't believe, Corey, we've already done over 40 of these things. Time flies when you're having fun.
That's right.
So for today's show, we really just wanted to introduce Matt to our viewers, and Matt, let you kind of go over your background and what you're doing for us on the team. So why don't you I won't talk about you in front of you, so why don't you just go ahead and go over kind of who you are, where you're from, and some of the things that you're working on for us.
Sure. Like I said, my name is Matt Johnson. I grew up in Denver, Colorado. I was born there, and I moved to Kansas City, went to high school in Olathe, and went to the University of Kansas. Big Jayhawks fan, so excited for the new football season and what's to come there.
Are they going to be good this year?
That's our hope. That is our hope.
So they have Les Miles, right?
They do, yep.
So there's a lot of hype around him?
Yeah, plenty of hype. They've had a big spring game. They had a big concert afterwards.
Did they win?
Yeah, they did beat themselves. Believe it or not.
That's a joke. All right. So I know probably half our clients like KU and half don't, so don't hold that against Matt. And he's a Denver Bronco guy. I mean, you got two strikes against you on some people. So all right, so go ahead. So KU graduated. When did you graduate?
So I graduated this last May. So I've been out of school for just about a year now.
Right.
Which is exciting. And I actually moved out to Denver. Something I always wanted to do was to get back out to Denver. I always thought about that and thought it'd be great. I worked for Jake and Corey and Falcon Wealth Advisors for 3 years, and then I decided that I'd move out to Denver, and I did financial advising out there as well for a very similar team, and I was able to learn a lot of valuable insights on the industry and how different things work as far as servicing clients and the different there's so many routes that can go about that. And ultimately what I decided was that I'd like to come back to Falcon Wealth Advisors because I appreciated the way that they helped out their clients and the way they go about investing their funds, and for a multitude of reasons. But I'm excited to be back here and back in Kansas City.
Yeah, welcome back. And we didn't make it easy on you, Matt. So Matt was an intern for us for 3 years. You cold called a lot. Basically did everything we asked. Then Matt graduated, and I completely understood. We told him that the door certainly was open if he ever wanted to return, because we did enjoy working with Matt. And so you had a tough role as basically my main assistant, Samantha, as many of our clients know, recently had twins. And so while she's out on maternity leave, we asked you to fill in for her responsibilities. So we didn't make it easy on you. Definitely a tough role to back up. Mm-hmm. But maybe you can explain to our clients some of the things that you're doing on a daily basis so that they know that they're still being taken care of administratively.
Sure, yeah. So one of the biggest parts of my day is preparing paperwork for clients who are going to be coming in, or sending paperwork to clients via email or different things, and just making sure that that whole process is running smoothly for the clients. And another big part of my day is answering the phone. So if a client calls in and they need to take a distribution for whatever reason from their account, I'm the one that helps handle that. And, I really enjoy the fact that I get to have that client communication. We talk about purpose. For those listeners who probably don't know, we have a meeting in the mornings. We really drive on what's our purpose as individuals and as a team. And one thing I've been really thinking about lately is just enabling, and we have the chance to enable the clients to do things that maybe they couldn't do for themselves, and I really enjoy it. So some big shoes. Samantha is
right.
Obviously an amazing member of our team. So
yeah, she is.
She taught me well, and I'm off and running.
Yeah, so Matt got about a month of training before she had the babies, and he's doing a great job. So if you have any questions with our custodian, Charles Schwab, Matt has a good relationship going with them, so he certainly can get you any answers on your statements. Certainly as we're transferring on, we're still bringing on new clients. Matt's helping facilitate that process and helping our team stay organized. So good. So that's Matt's deal. The plan is Samantha will be back from maternity leave sometime probably in July. And at that point, Matt will transition probably more to an advisor role, since he has worked with us for over 3 years, he definitely knows the drill, and he's already licensed, which is awesome. So he's licensed to be an advisor. And so we'll start working with that and having Matt start to work with some of our new clients. So really excited to have you on our team, Matt.
Thanks. Happy to be here.
So another fun part of our section or of our show is that we typically do a segment called Questions Worth Asking. So Matt, we'll include you in that segment today. But Corey, do you have a question maybe that a client has asked you recently that you wanted to throw at me and see if we could answer it for our viewers?
I do. And the question was, if I have a target rate of return that I'm trying to achieve, and I've already exceeded that by quite a bit in 2019, why wouldn't I just sell all of my stocks today, lock in those gains, and then sit tight for a little while?
Because we've had such a good run here in the S&P 500 or the market, it's up over 16%. Most of our clients are beating their target rate of returns already, and we're in May. So that's a very valid question. It's like, why don't I just cash in? If there's a pullback, I don't have to participate, and we move on to next year. The problem with doing that is it's a dangerous game because then you're actually timing the market, and our target returns for our clients have been calculated on very good years and very bad years in the market. So if this year turns out to be even better than where it is, that's going to hinder your chances of achieving your target rate of return over time. And so we don't like that. It's a little bit of a fool's game trying to get all in or all out because we don't know if the market's going to keep going up or if it is going to pull back. So what we are doing though is we are rebalancing, and so we are taking some money off of the table and putting that into bonds. So we are doing a version of that, but we're definitely not cashing it all in.
So the idea is just like, we're not going to get all the way out when the market's down. We're not going to get all the way out when it's up either.
Right, exactly. Because again, then you're timing it, and it just you can't win that game because you're going to go into the practice of predicting the future, and it just doesn't work.
Right.
So,
but if you're prudent, rebalancing on the upside and on the downside, that's the strategy, right?
Right. Good one. That's a good question. So my question this week is actually for Matt.
All right.
And I think, Corey, you and I have talked about this on previous episodes. Matt, we like to talk about, kind of getting in a little bit deeper. Do you remember your first memory of money or who taught you about money that you wanted to share today?
Sure. So when I was a kid, our big thing that we did on Friday nights was we went to Blockbuster. And we rented a DVD
Nice.
and we watched a movie at night as a family. But I can remember my dad, on some Fridays, we would get takeout, and some Fridays we wouldn't. And I would ask my dad, well, why can't we get takeout every Friday night? Why can't we
Why not?
splurge, right?
Sure.
And I remember my dad explained to me that we have to stick with the budget and that we have a budget for a reason. And as a kid, you don't really understand what's the purpose of a budget. But my dad, I've always looked up to because he's been very diligent about sitting down on Sunday nights. He still has the paper and the pen, and he writes it all out. And, he sticks with very diligent budget, but I started to understand what that can lead to down the road and reaching your financial goals and helping out your family as well. So
How old were you when you remember that?
I was pretty young. That was probably early elementary school.
Really?
Yeah.
So first or second grade, you're learning
Yeah.
about budgets?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. That's a good parent.
Ever
That is a
since.
good parent.
That's a good dad. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good that you remembered that, obviously, too. It's pretty neat.
Yeah. He's been able to teach me a lot of good things about obviously handling money and budgeting. So been very fortunate.
Fantastic. Well, good. That's good. We like hearing those stories. And if you want to share your story, certainly feel free to post on our social media pages, and we'd love to hear from you on what your first memory of money is as well. Oh, okay. So that kind of goes over to our questions worth asking. Now maybe for our fun topic, and again, I don't want to hold everything against Matt. He is a Royals fan, right? So you got the Broncos, you got the Jayhawks, and you got the Royals. So now everybody in Kansas City likes the Royals. I think not everybody,
That's
maybe
the
not
trifecta
Corey.
there, Matt.
So, but for our fun topic, I don't want to do any spoilers, but I know Game of Thrones is kind of the hot thing on TV right now, and I'm not watching it. My wife certainly does. I know both of you guys do. So can you have any? And this show is probably going to air after the next episode, so I think that would be episode 4 of the last season. So do you guys have any predictions, maybe, since we won't be spoiling anything? Do you have any thoughts of what's going to happen next?
I have one thing I'll throw out there. It's not really a prediction, but my fiance watches the show too. Cassie does, and she loves it, and she reads about it, and it's just totally into it. And she told me that one of the characters' names is Jon Snow, and he's like one of the main characters in the show. But the actor that plays that character, I guess, told someone in an interview that this episode that will be on this week was his favorite episode that they recorded, and that he thinks that fans of the show are really going to like it. Don't know
Do you
what that
think he's
means.
doing
It
that to
means a
get
lot
more
of things.
viewers?
Maybe. I don't know. I
Do you
think
think
they
that's
have
a
plenty.
marketing?
They had almost 40 million viewers last week, which is like almost as many people that watched the NFL draft over 4 days watched Game of Thrones on Sunday night.
Interesting.
It's a lot of people. But I don't think my point is I don't think he would need to say that simply to get people in front of their TVs, but who knows?
Are you sure it was 40? Because I thought we had the numbers on that. Maybe that was, they watched it after it was already, I think I had
Probably.
the numbers on who watched it live, maybe.
Oh, okay, yes. So that could probably include people that watched it on like HBO Go or HBO Now after the fact.
Right, maybe. 40 sounds a little high. Anyways, I know a lot of people watch it. What do you think, Matt? What do you think is going to happen?
It's a great
I don't know
question.
anything about it.
Obviously,
Are the
this-
zombies done?
We think so.
Yeah, as far as we know. But as far as my predictions, I think that Daenerys ends up on the throne. And, I think she's going to have to go through a lot of hardship. I think maybe we see the end of Jon Snow here sometime soon. We've thought we've lost him a couple times, and I think that we might lose him for good here soon. So,
All right.
Interesting.
that's my prediction there.
All right. Well, I have none because
What do
I
you
don't
think,
watch.
Jake?
I don't. You know what's funny is I'm a big fan of Billions, which is on Showtime on the exact same time. So it's pretty funny in our house. Rachel's in
guys are
in
other
one
rooms?
room and I'm in another room, and I think you guys had me beat last week. She came out and she's like, "Oh my gosh, that was crazy."
It was pretty wild.
I think
Insane.
she teared up. Like she's like, all my emotions like we're going, and she really enjoyed it. Billions is good though too. I like Billions, and that's a plot that continues to twist and twine and go around, and it's
Everyone I know that watches it loves it.
yeah, it's very entertaining. I like it because it's about finance, but for what it's worth, I'll be watching Billions, and you guys will be watching Thrones. So enjoy. That's what the kids call it, right? Thrones.
That's right.
So anyway, so that's all the time that we have for our show today. Thank you as always for tuning in. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also find us on all the various social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at Jake Falcon CRPC.
And you can find me at Corey Bittner KC.
And Matt, you probably just prefer email at this point.
Yep.
And your email is
Matt at FalconWealthAdvisors.com.
perfect. Thanks again, and we hope you all have a great week.